Alright, so TheEpicenter.com. It's a great company, and I've mentioned them quite a few times over the years in my videos as being a good source to buy the kind of stuff that you find in my videos, things like MRE type foods, freeze-dried foods, things like that. But I've never actually done a full video on any of their products, or really spotlighted the company. So I thought this was a good time to do just that, give them a nice plug, and tell you a little bit more about them if you're not familiar with them. The website for the company is pretty easy to find, it's just TheEpicenter.com. And they sell all kinds of stuff there. Like as I mentioned, MREs, they have a lot of commercial MREs, a lot of MRE components. They also have freeze-dried foods, stuff like Bridgeford sandwiches, other preparedness and survival type foods, and also survival and surplus equipment. As a matter of fact, why don't I just give you the description from the website itself? Emergency preparedness food and survival supplies. That pretty much sums it up. And in addition to being a great company and having a great website, I also want to mention them because they also have a great YouTube channel. I'll put a link down below, but the channel's name is Epicenter Bryan. And they've done a ton of videos over the years, the majority of them being reviews of freeze-dried foods and MRE type foods. But they're always very informative and very entertaining. So I would say go ahead and check out their website and check out their videos on their YouTube channel if you haven't already done so. And now the reason why we're actually doing a video about TheEpicenter.com. Not too long ago, Epicenter Bryan purchased a Harvest Right freeze-drying machine. And they actually sell these machines at the Epicenter. But after they bought their own, Epicenter Bryan started making videos where he was freeze-drying various things. Kind of trying everything out, seeing what kind of things work and what kind of things don't work. And it's actually been a lot of fun watching this stuff. And as of the time that I'm filming this video, they already have close to 30 videos up. They have some videos of the machine itself and how to use it, and then a lot of videos where they freeze-dry all different kinds of foods and even some other stuff. A few examples of some of the things they freeze-dried include kielbasa, meatballs, pickles, soup, Twinkies, blueberries, shrimp, spaghetti, pizza, Chinese food, hash browns, French fries, ice cream, which comes out like the astronaut ice cream that you can buy, marshmallows, beets, pears, apples, other fruits, marshmallow peeps, and they've even done a video on freeze-drying some wet books to see if they can bring some water-damaged books back to life. So like I said, it's been a lot of fun watching their adventures unfold, but I also thought it would be even more fun to actually kind of partake in these. So I got in touch with Epicenter Bryan, and he agreed to send me some samples of some of the stuff that they've been doing. So I'm going to check out some of the stuff. You can see here that they have their own Harvest Right bags that they put the stuff in, and they have oxygen absorbers. So this is all stuff that Epicenter Bryan has freeze-dried over the past few months. And so now I'm going to kind of join in on the Epicenter fun and try some of the stuff out. Let's see what we have here. We have diced tomatoes, watermelon, honeydew, cantaloupe, and banana. A bunch of stuff in there. Cooked tail-on shrimp. That should be fun. We have a couple of rices here. Fried rice and white rice. Get them out now. I think what I'll do is I'm going to reconstitute some of this. Most of the stuff I'm just going to eat dry, but I'm going to reconstitute some of the rice and also try it out freeze-dried. Marshmallows. Looking forward to that one. What do we have here? Pickled beets. I heard these are incredible. And some of the stuff that we can actually already see. Gouda cheese baby bells. Hash browns. Here's some fruit. I'm not exactly sure what's in here. These look like peaches. Definitely strawberries, blueberries. A combination of some various fruits. And this is pizza. Freeze-dried pizza. So this is kind of reminiscent and thinking about the idea of MRE pizza, the holy grail of MREs, and something they've been developing for decades. This isn't the same thing, obviously, because this is freeze-dried, and obviously the part of the problem they're having with making MRE pizza is that it's not going to be freeze-dried, and they want the toppings and the sauce not to make the bread soggy. But not a problem when you take all the moisture out. So that should be fun. And then here we have this little nondescript little thing with a big oxygen absorber, really well sealed, is ice cream, a little dessert. So let's start checking some of this stuff out. And to be honest, I'm not really too concerned about reconstituting most of this stuff. There's a few things I'll probably try. But, you know, Mountain House freeze-dried foods and all the other kind of camping freeze-dried foods, they give you specific instructions on the back. And they're really designed to be reconstituted. Some of the things in here, they probably can reconstitute pretty good, but you have to kind of use your own judgment as far as how much water to use, how much time to give them. And I really want to do this mostly just to kind of have fun and check all this stuff out. But there are a few things that I think will probably benefit from being reconstituted, at least to some extent. There's these diced tomatoes, the white rice and the fried rice, and the shrimp. Let's start off with what sounds like one of the less exciting things, diced tomatoes. It smells like a can of just tomato sauce, not like spaghetti sauce, but just like a can of tomato sauce or paste. Wow. These look like little tomatoes. Just incredibly light. Obviously incredibly dry and incredibly light. Don't weigh anything. Let's give this a try. Let me find a piece that really looks like a tomato and try that out. Actually, it's got a little bit of softness to it. It doesn't feel like it was completely dehydrated. I mean, it's dry, but it's not totally crunchy dry, if you know what I mean. Let me, it's good. Let me just add a little bit of water here. And we'll see if these reconstitute in a couple minutes. Yeah, that's just tomatoes, but I have to say it is actually really tasty. And one of the benefits of freeze-dried food, of course, when it's touted as being preferable to MREs, is the weight factor, and the fact that it weighs a lot less than hydrated food. And of course the disadvantage is that you have to have or be able to get fresh water put in here. The advantage of this stuff is that it's really light, and there really isn't any need to reconstitute most of it. So you can just have this stuff light and eat it as is. Obviously you're probably going to want water to rehydrate yourself. This stuff really didn't take very long. Let me try this as reconstituted. Yeah, it's just tomatoes. That's pretty cool. It's more. I think it's more fun to eat them dry. Definitely. Let's check out that shrimp. Wow, it's like they're toys or something. It's so light. It's hard to explain just how light that is. But let me put these in a little bit of water. Let's reconstitute those. And try a couple of them as is. It's got a little bit of a fishy odor coming off of it, kind of to be expected. Somewhat similar to, actually quite similar, not quite as pungent, but to those shrimp chips you find like in an Asian market. It's an odd experience. It's got a lot of flavor. I don't know if they're, if these have any seasoning on them. I don't think they do. I think it's just shrimp. It was just frozen shrimp. But it's interesting. It's worth trying. Be interesting to see how they plump up. I'm going to give these a little bit more time. They seem to be reconstituting pretty quick though. I thought that was going to take a little bit longer. Now let's try out the white rice. Not the most exciting thing in the world, but it's certainly something that could save your life if you're starving. A staple. We have our oxygen absorber. And it just looks like rice. It basically kind of looks like uncooked rice. This may be one of the things that actually doesn't need to be reconstituted. That really doesn't do much for you as far as being dry. Is the fried rice. I'd say it's not quite as hard and unpleasant as eating straight up uncooked rice, but not much better than that. Okay, and here's the fried rice. It smells like Chinese food. Let me try this dry. Yeah, actually not too bad. It actually has a little bit of flavor to it. Kind of tastes like a ramen, like a dry ramen noodles, but with the seasoning mix in it. And Brian recommended hot water for these, so a little bit for the white rice. Oop, I might have overdone that a little bit. And a little for the fried rice. It's hard to know, you know, you don't want to, you want it to be fully covered, but you don't want it to be waterlogged. Alright, we're moving through this stuff. Actually, that really, wow, that soaked that water right up. Yep, maybe I could have gone with a little bit more. Oh well. Alright, not that anything is boring, but you know, these aren't really the most exciting things with some of the other stuff that we have. Let me try these tomatoes again now that they, it really didn't take long at all for these to reconstitute. I mean, I think tomatoes have a good amount of water in them. There's not too much else. No, they just taste like tomatoes. Great, you could put that on a sandwich or something. Put it in, you know what? You know what we could do? We could take the rice, put some of the tomatoes in there, put some shrimp in there. Could actually make a nice dish using all this stuff. Alright, now it's time for the fun stuff. Let's check out this watermelon, honeydew, cantaloupe, and banana. It's quite a combination of things in there. There's the watermelon. Oh, looks like the cantaloupe. You know what? I'm not even going to bother reconstituting. You know, maybe one of the bananas, just so we can say we did it. And let's try this. It's just it's kind of like banana chips, but you can see it's actually a banana that they slice themselves and then freeze dried. Wow, that's really flavorful. It's good. It's funny that the experience of biting into it and crunching it doesn't match up with the flavor. It just tastes like a banana. Nothing strange about that at all. Let me try these melons. Completely dry, but it tastes right. He did mention that the I think the melons, I don't know about the watermelon, but the other ones said that they weren't ripe. So if they were, they probably would taste even better. But it really does just taste like what it is. Just with that odd sensation of it being totally dry, crunchy, very light. That's good. And these melons, they I think they would reconstitute really easily. They probably would just kind of turn to mush, especially this watermelon. But because when you take a bite, it just starts to reconstitute right in your mouth before you can even finish eating it. So here's the watermelon. And let's see what happens with this. It actually has a slight bit of chewiness in the middle. Again, it sticks to your teeth. It does taste like watermelon. It doesn't scream of it like the banana does and the melons. But I mean, it definitely is watermelon. And it's funny, it has a little sweetness to it. I know this is just watermelon, but I think if you bought a package of this, you would figure that there was some sugar in there. Yeah, very interesting though. Oh, and I was going to flip the, it already feels like just a little slice of banana. And since we did those, why don't we check out these fruits too? I love this packaging here. I love how vacuum packed it is. I guess we have to get into here. You kind of hear it releasing. Wow, it's really in there. It seems to have a little bit of moisture. This is a peach. It actually feels a little bit sticky. Let's see here. I'm not going to bother reconstituting these. I can smell the strawberries. It's funny, I mean, it smells like fresh strawberries, but you look at them and they don't look like it. You know what, actually, I'll throw one of these in here, since I already have some water going for that. Yeah, the peaches are definitely not completely freeze-dried. They're not completely dry, I should say. They're not as light as some of the other stuff. Actually, it's almost like a fruit jerky. It tastes good. It's got a good flavor, but it's just obviously not 100% dried. What is this? Oh, jeez. Is that pineapple? No, it is. I'm hiding in there some pineapple. That's good. And that's very dry. I think these blueberries are going to be dry. Let's try them. Actually, wasn't expecting the pineapple. That was kind of a nice treat. The blueberries don't seem to have a heck of a lot of flavor. Kind of overpowered by the pineapple I just had. But they're good. They make a nice light in more ways than one snack if you're out hiking or something. There's no mistaking what that is. That's good too. Seems like that's not 100% dry either. It's closer than the peaches, but it seems to have a little bit of its moisture still in there. Let's see, my favorite out of these, probably the strawberries and the pineapple. And I hate to say it, but least favorite would be the if these are peaches. I think they are. The peaches, just because they're hard to eat. I mean, if they're completely dry, they'd be like just these little fruit chips, and I think they would be better. So I think all this stuff would be great if it was all evenly dried, but since it's not, I have to rate that as probably my least favorite of those things. Let's try that reconstituted banana. That must be ready by now. The outside is still crunchy on the inside, but I don't want to wait forever. It does start to get a little bit messy when it's something like a banana being reconstituted. This is really nice because you're getting all the benefits of the banana, but it's just so light and airy. Yeah, I'm not even sure what to go for next, but I think we'll go with the Gouda cheese Baby Bells. And I'm probably gonna have to have a little extra bit at the end of this video because at the Epicenter, when they did these, I think they got a pretty good review. The only issue was that they couldn't get them to reconstitute. And you can see Brian did slice these in half, but they're still, it's a pretty dense thing to freeze dry and then reconstitute. So I am gonna take one of these and I'm gonna try and reconstitute it overnight. I guess they did it for an hour, maybe 2 hours, and couldn't get it to do anything. So I'm gonna actually, I don't know, I'll check it out periodically, but I'm basically gonna give this overnight, give it about like 12 hours in the refrigerator and see how that does. And in the meantime, let's try these dry. Not too much of an odor coming off of it. And you know what this is like? I didn't even think of it, but I would have said that I've never really had anything like this. But not too long ago, I actually reviewed these Oatmeal's Adventure Bites, and they're little cheese bites. And what it is, it's freeze-dried cheese. It's the exact same thing. So, Epicenter Bryan kind of reinvented the Adventure Bites. Yeah, and it's freeze-dried cheese. Not a bad idea. And once again, it's light. Easy to eat. It's not terribly crunchy. It won't break your teeth. It's good. I like that. Let's check in on these shrimp. Yeah, I think that's done. And now it's just shrimp. Pull the tail off. Didn't take too long either. Fully reconstituted. It does seem like there's something in there, a little salt or something. That's good though. Nice way to have shrimp. And even though I'm not doing all of these in both states, this is the one thing so far that I think I definitely prefer reconstituted. It's fun. These are so light and airy, but it's not really the best thing for a dry treat.